Good morning, everybody. Here I figured we'd just start off the day here. Got our man lift and our cat in our man lift, but I'm going to be raising all these deck posts today, so we'll see how this goes. Gentleman I met a few months back getting some firewood, he was nice enough to bring over his tractor here, and figure it might be helpful in just kind of stabilizing some of these posts as I set one in and then grab the next one with the man lift there, and then he can kind of just hold them steady as we tie them all together, because the first couple before they're all tied together, they're going to be a little bit all over the place, I think, with how tall they are, those 24 footers and 20s especially. But yeah, I brought this thing over, so this thing, like I said, it'll just kind of help stabilize things, I hope. And like I said, can't believe he was nice enough to do that. I brought it over on his goose there, and anyway, so we will check back in a little bit later once I get some of these posts up, and should be an interesting time, I suspect. All of them are prepped and notched out, so that'll be kind of nice to speed along the process. You know, it's just interesting to me when you buy a 6x6 post bracket. Even though you got a 6x6 post, nothing's quite right, so you got to notch them out just a little bit just to get everything to fit in the bracket. So I notched these out and then put some the wood preservative copper coat in there to kind of keep things, well, hello, nice and free of any water damage and wood rot in hopefully the next 10 years. But yeah, anyways. Got one of my top holes already pre-drilled, so that should speed things along a little bit as well. And got a top hole pre-drilled as well that we'll be using for the lifting as well as the bracketry to tie everything together. So that should help once again speed everything along. Okay, cat. That cat is a monster. The other day, we were sitting there out here working on some stuff, and she literally brings over a big old fat mouse. Maybe I can attach a picture to it if I can find it. And shows it to us, and then a few minutes later, we're standing there watching her, and she rips the head off the thing and proceeds to eat the entire body, and then, she ate the head too, and then licks the blood off the ground. Yeah, so she is a ferocious cat, but awesome cat. So anyways, check in with you guys later. And this post. What are you thinking?
Well, it's just that I've got this sitting, so I think we could have put it further out here.
Okay, I mean, we can adjust that, or I mean, if you feel like we need to move the lift to like 3 feet closer, I mean, just to get it safer and easier, we can.
It's just that with this post sitting a little further back in on the basket,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to get it, like unless I unclamp it.
Oh, from hitting the peak up there?
Yeah, from hitting the peak, because it's like I'm gonna put that top bar right in that peak if I try to get this over it without like unclamping it. And I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if it's a good idea to have this unclamped and just floating around.
I'll just do one side on the class.
Oh, long day, so check out the progress here. Holy hell. Getting that beam up there across the top, that was a fun time. But kind of what we did here is up in the top there, we've got that tied in with using all 1/2-inch galvanized hardware. So we got that tied in up there, as well as some special 12-inch lags, structural lags, rated for treated wood lumber and so on. We got one there, and behind there we've got a T plus that bracket. So basically our deck is going to be sitting on top of there, if you will. And then, okay, I know, kitten. And then Cat needs to go find a mouse. Maybe she found one. She wants to show it to me. But anyway, so next we've got to throw a beam up from these three right across on the top there, and then that'll create our slope for our covered deck and stairs that are going to come down. That's the shorter one. There's the 16-footer right there, and so that's going to be kind of the start of the stair area coming on down that way. So a little bit slower progress. Some things went pretty quick, but I mean, getting that beam across the top did take a long time, just with clearance issues. I mean, I wanted that close to the roof line as I could, so it's about 3.5 inches or so when it's plumb from that roof line, so pretty tight clearance, but that caused a little bit of issues just trying to get everything up in there. But got it all done, so that's what matters. And oh my goodness, look at you jumping up onto my chest from the ground. Damn. And let's see what else. Man lift, fun toy. Just wish it was maybe like a 50-footer. Would just help with a little bit of the reach issues, because we're basically maxed out reaching over to there. I have to move it around tomorrow and do that to kind of get some of these other things done, and then get all the roof on. But my neighbor was nice enough. He's like, oh, you know, you can borrow my Genie lift. You know, I've got a big Genie lift down at the airport. I was like, oh, well, that would have been cool to know. But he's a super nice guy, so hopefully, maybe if I need it, it's there, and be obviously welcome to help him out with anything I could. So that'd be cool. More to come on this project a little bit later, and got to run to Home Depot real quick and get a little bit more hardware and a couple things that I had ordered in at the local lumber yard yesterday, and I showed up and they didn't show up. So here I am having to run to Home Depot at 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night. But what else to do on a wonderful evening like this, I suppose. So here we are after a weekend of work, getting this thing at least initially set out and laid out with everything, and posting the bases and everything. Yeah, went a little bit slower than I expected, but managed to get everything done with the man lift, with the exception of some of the covered roofing that I would like to have gotten done. Worked out really good. I think that, you know, for my first deck build, this is moving along quite well. Got my notches and everything, and I don't know, everything kind of went together pretty smooth, honestly. And luckily enough, I had a little bit of help with it, and everybody who was helping me was they were kind of nervous at first, but after a while they said, oh, you know, kind of went a little bit more smoother than I expected. So yeah, it was good, but lots of fun here. Now the next thing I think I'm going to be working on is trying to get the deck itself done, and then once that's done, focus into the stairs, followed by, I think the roof is going to be the last thing. That way I can use the ladder up on the deck itself to complete the roof and get that all completed. So yeah, should be interesting. Hopefully in the next day or so, I'm going to go down and get some, I'm thinking I'm going to go with some Trex decking, but I'm not quite sure. My goodness, the second I get the phone out, the cat comes out. Anyways, and the other cat. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Trex decking, just the fact that you don't have to, you know, ever really mess with it in theory, in terms of stain and upkeep. Think that'll be nice, especially in this climate with the little bit more of a humid climate, you might say, than I'm used to. Most people would think western Montana is pretty dry, but compared to Colorado, it is definitely a lot more humid over here. So I think the Trex would be pretty wise choice, even though this is going to be covered. But I figure by the time you spend the time, energy, and effort doing staying, the extra expense, you know, of the Trex is well worth it. So yeah, it should be good. Kind of give you guys a different perspective of things here. And yeah, looking good. Kind of give you more of a sense of the size of everything. Yeah, so I guess sometime soon I will post up something else in another video to see where we're at with some progress and go from there. Thanks.